On February 27, Meng-da, a famous Hong Kong movie star, died at the age of 69 after losing the battle against the liver cancer. Meng-da's English name is Richard, so I will refer to him as Richard from now on. Richard was born in Ximen, China in 1952 and moved to Hong Kong with his parents at the age of 7. He later began playing with the Zhao Yan part at the Hong Kong Broadcasting Studio in the 1970s. Richard was Chow's best friend at the time. However, as he gradually became famous and addicted to women, alcohol, and gambling, his relationship with Chow gradually fell apart. Richard once wasted all his money and owed 300,000 Hong Kong dollars in gambling debt to the Chinese mafia named Triad. So he visited Chow to borrow money, but Chow declined his request and said, "Solve it on your own." Richard thought Chow was his best friend, but when Chow didn't lend him money, Richard began to blame Chow. Fortunately, after a difficult time, Richard made a comeback as he appeared in the movie A Moment of Romance. After Richard became famous again, Chow congratulated him, but Richard ignored his congratulations just because Chow didn't lend money at the time. But later, it turned out that Chow didn't lend money to Richard because he thought Richard would spend his money on gambling again. Also, Chow secretly helped Richard get back into the movie industry instead of just borrowing money. Actually, the director of The Moment of the Romance later told Richard at the party like this. In fact, Chow highly recommended you for this movie. Richard was very moved by Chow's thoughtful behavior and later apologized to him. He also vowed that he would never gambling again and said that Chow was his lifelong benefactor. Since the 1990s, Richard's heyday has been in full swing by filming with Chi in the comedy movies named King of Comedy and Shaolin Soccer. But in 1997, Hong Kong was incorporated into the Special Administrative Region of the Communist Party of China due to the Sino-British Joint Declaration. Since Hong Kong's freedom disappeared and Hong Kong's film industry began to stagnate, none of them have been able to get good roles in Hong Kong. In addition, Chi and Richard, blinded by China's money at the time, could no longer focus on their film roles and began doing business in China. But almost all of their business failed, and due to the money problems, they eventually split up. Richard has since run various businesses such as karaoke bars and restaurants in China, but here too most failed and say that drama and films made in China had been his main income at the time. And then all of a sudden, Richard appeared in various gossip columns with shocking pro-Chinese remarks just like Jackie Chan. In September 2015, when the People's Liberation Army military parade was held in Beijing, he even posted a picture of the flag of China on his Weibo account saying, "I'm a member of the Chinese Communist Party." Richard wrote this on his Weibo account. Comrade Xi Jinping's remarks were really touching. Justice necessarily triumphs. Peace necessarily triumphs. I am so proud. I'm Chinese. I am so proud. I'm a member of the Chinese Communist Party. However, when he was heavily criticized, Richard immediately stated, "I'm not a member of the CCP, I'm just quoting someone else's words." But the criticism only increased because the sentence which he wrote at the time was too long and too specific. Of course, Richard was not only Hong Kong actor to side with the CCP at the time. Hong Kong actress Guan Zhilin posted a photo of the Chinese military parade and wrote, "Hurry, my country, hurry." And Hong Kong actor Zheng Zidan, who is also famous for his film Ip Man, wrote, "I'm a proud Chinese." In particular, Zheng Zidan recently appeared in the Disney film Mulan, which was criticized for expressing gratitude to Chinese officials who suppressed the Uyghurs. Last year, he was also complimenting Xi Jinping on the day at which Hong Kong citizens were arrested. At the time, one internet user wrote to him, "I thought Zheng Zidan was fighting evil like in the movie, but it is very painful to see that he's not like that at all in real life." And he was later blocked by Zheng Zidan. In addition, even Hong Kong actor Chu Xingqi, who was mainly making films in China at the time, was eventually selected as a representative of Hong Kong at the Chinese People's Political Conservative Conference, which has been very controversial. On the other hand, other Hong Kong actors Zhou Yunpat, Liu Dehua, Wang Chuzheng, and Wang Zhuwei have supported the protest in Hong Kong. They showed their willingness to support the citizens of Hong Kong by not commenting on the Chinese Communist Party's military parade or the like. However, unlike these people, Chu Xingqi and Richard pretended not to see the problems in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, as Richard faced the problems at his business in China, he began to gambling again despite his promise with Zhao Yunpat and his foes. He has also been involved in several pro-Chinese controversies. In August 2019, as protests against forced repatriation escalated in Hong Kong, Richard posted a photo of the Chinese flag on Weibo and saying, "I'm Chinese." And this has been interpreted as supporting Xi Jinping's suppression of Hong Kong. But there was another problem. This post was the last post Richard uploaded on his Weibo account. For this reason, after Richard's death, Chinese media, including the Global Times, re-highlighted Richard's last post for the propaganda of patriotism in China. Chinese media reported like this. It showed real Chinese patriotism. Everyone was impressed by the Weibo content Richard left. Chinese people also responded enthusiastically. They supported Richard's "I'm Chinese" remarks on Weibo with 145,000 comments and 1.03 million likes. And they left the comments like this. "In the next life, we will meet again in one nation, not two. We are all Chinese. Please give another lesson in your next life as well." Richard Wu Mengda was born in China but moved to Hong Kong with his parents. However, he later sided with the CCP in suppressing Hong Kong despite the requests and wishes of many Hong Kong citizens. And under Xi Jinping's Hong Kong National Security Law, Guangdong Province, which is starting to observe Hong Kong, held a memorial service for Richard, and the Chinese authorities used Richard's last Weibo post to promote the CCP's ideology. Even after his death, Richard Wu Mengda continued to be used to promote patriotism by CCP.